Hi, this is Mel. I hope all of you are doing awesome. Today we're going to do a story. Now, this is a true story and it happened in someone's life, came from true life story. So, the title I kept Karma. It's a self written story written by me. So, in this story, there are a few characters, so I'm just going to make up the character's name because can't give the real name of the people. So, Nina is the name of the woman, and her sister is Leela, and her Nina's husband is Joss. We'll call him Joss. So three main characters, and then there are other characters. So Nina was a 18-year-old girl, very beautiful. Now the story is quite old, so those days people did get married very early, because I heard the story from grandma, and she literally knew these people. Okay, so Nina was 18 years old, and her dad was a doctor in the village. So one of the young men came to learn some natural medicine and all that he was interested in, and he came from California. And this is in very rural village in India where he went. And Nina's father was extremely popular natural herbalist in the village, where his herbal remedies were the best. And like how herbal remedies works, like it cures something from the root, right? It's not like other way around. So this young man, we'll call him Joss. Joss came from US, from California, to this rural village. And then as he was learning herbs and the spices from Nina's dad, and then he saw Nina one day, obviously. But Nina's dad didn't keep him at home. He was just used to come few hours and learn, and he also visited the village and all that. But anyway, he saw Nina, and she was the most beautiful, extremely beautiful. And she had a little sister too, Lena. And these two sisters were like 2 years apart. So her sister Lena was 16 and Nina was 18. And she just finished her high school. And she was thinking about following her dad's footsteps and become a herbalist. And she was interested. And they had this amazing house-like mansion in the village, and they grew all kinds of herbs and spices, their own vegetables, everything. And moringa was on the top chart to heal everything. So as he was learning, he was very interested in learning all these natural remedies which works wonder for people in the village. And the village was most people, like 99.9% people, very healthy, extremely healthy. So then, after he finished his training, so he stayed in India for about 6 months. And then in this 6 months, he fell in love deeply with Nina. And Nina was innocent. That's the first time she fell in love with somebody. And this Joss, he was 28 years old, and Lena was only 18. So there was 10 years difference. But anyway, so before coming back to US, he got married with Lena, and then Nina, not Lena. Lena was the sister, Nina. And so he got married with Nina, and then he came back, and then he had to file papers and everything. So it took about 6 more months to bring Nina to US. First she came on visitor visa, then things progress, and then after 2 years she got her green card. But Joss already was US citizen. So then she started staying and she learned English and everything. And then there was many years of work in progress to learn her English, learn driving, and then they had 2 children, one boy and a girl, and then taking them here and there. So as life was going, so 10 years passed like this, and then in the middle she came a couple of times back home and keep learning herbal remedies from her father. She was doing okay. So then after 10 years, as her children were growing and she wasn't able to come back, and then she fall behind on all her self-care and everything what she used to do, yoga, meditation, pranayama, and natural medicine. All these things she fall behind, as children growing up. She was extremely busy, and her husband being a doctor, always working outside, and she had to do basically everything in home. So she never actually had time to take care of herself, and so she gained quite a few pounds and then in 10 years she hardly visited home. Couple of times she came initially while she had one kid, but once she had 2 kids, it was just very difficult to gather everything and the kids and bring them to the village. And kids were born in US, so didn't do well in Indian village and all the hot summer. So she was not feeling very well, falling ill, and you see, also have to see that while she was in village is not so much advanced. They're like really natural everything. So her health was really good. But as she moved to US, everything unnatural, so much of unnatural things and all kinds of things. So in the food, all kinds of things in water, all kinds of things everywhere. So she has fallen ill. So she didn't know what it was. Went to many doctors, and she hated doctors to begin with because she liked the natural therapy. So even though her husband himself was a doctor, but anyway, so to make the long story short, they she had some problems with her ovaries and all that, so she need to do some surgeries. So she called her sister Lena. So the character is Nina, and she fallen ill due to not taking care of her health for several years. So she called her sister Lena. She needed to get some surgeries done. And by this time, Lena was 26 years old, and while Nina was 28 years old, not too much difference though, because they just had 2 years difference. But her husband was by this time 38, 40. So yeah, he's quite old. Well, not old, but anyway, to make the long story short, so as a sister came to help her, and she had her surgery, which didn't go very well considering that she was so ill. She wasn't feeling good at all. But when her sister came, these two sisters were like best friends. They used to talk every day and everything. So as this sister was going in hospital, and she had to stay 3-4 days in the hospital, and after surgery also she had to stay long time in bed, in home, and her sister was doing everything. But Nina's husband, which is Lena's brother-in-law, he did have another side which Nina didn't talk much with her parents, where he was not such a good person. Like, he had addiction to porn, and he was a not very good character either. But she didn't talk about this ever with her sister or parents, because she didn't want it to bother anybody. And now this issue which brought her to this condition, because see, after marriage, after she came, when she got married, her dad really didn't wanted her to get married with this person, because he didn't want to send her so far away. So he told her that there are so many doctors in India. You could marry somebody, so you stay close to your family. We could go help you not to go so far away. But she was in love, young, so she did. So that's why she felt very bad that she didn't know anything about him, and she fell in love, and she married. But after she came, he used to stay out very late night and come home drunk, and he had affairs in the hospital with the nurses and all that. So she started finding out, and this affected her severely while taking care of home and children. She always thought that never to get pregnant with him again, because she didn't want to take care of all these kids and feel like she's doing everything while she had no time for herself. And this fear manifested in thousands and thousands of tumors in her ovaries, because of the fear of not getting pregnant again. And he used to be drunk, so he didn't know when he was getting her pregnant and all that thing. And so, and she had this regret. Regret is also very bad for health, brings diseases. So she had regret of not what she wanted to do, follow her dad's path and become the biggest herbalist, just like her father, and heal all the people in the village and just live a happy life, which she couldn't do coming to US, which she married this doctor, while the doctor did doctor in the daytime and then played around with the nurses till late night and came home and were drunk, and used to blame for his too much work that he has to drink to feel calm or restful, whatever it is. So then, her sister saw everything, but then sister was young also, 26, right? So as the big sister wasn't home and children were sleeping, and she fall into the trap of brother-in-law, and they did the unthinkable. And then after that, she stayed to help her sister 6 months. Within 6 months, the results of unthinkable came out, that she got sick. She started throwing up. And then eventually, when her big sister Nina found out what the sister did with her husband, not only she was so much suffering with her own husband's act, that she was even suffering more than what he did with her sister. And she didn't know that how to bring this to her parents, which will literally kill them, that not only one daughter is gone, then the second one also this. So she didn't know what to do. So she just totally lost her life and mind. So she told the young sister that that I will tell mom and dad that I am extremely sick and I cannot take care of this family. So I am marrying you with my husband, and I will go to live in a temple in India. That's what she said to her parents, and she told that to Lena. Lena was crying so much, asking for forgiveness that this is something stupidest thing she did. Now, Lena actually never drank in her life. Now, while her sister was in hospital, her brother-in-law, Josh, got her drunk. And that's when this happened. Children were sleeping, and then she got drunk. She didn't know what she was doing. So another thing, when Nina actually came back home during the 6 months, her husband, which is so unthinkable, used to give her sleeping pills with her food and medication so she would stay asleep while they play house. And so when she heard all this thing from her sister sobbed and asked for forgiveness from her, from God. But she said, Nina said, I forgive you. I know he did this and you were innocent, but you couldn't come to me because I was in hospital, I was in nursing home, so I wasn't there to hear all this thing, and I know how manipulative he could be. So then she said, whatever happened, but I don't want to hurt the parents anymore. So we're gonna fix it like this. I'll get you married to him since you're pregnant with his child. But when you go have this child, make sure you get some surgeries done so you don't have any more children, because you're gonna have to raise all these three. And I cannot be here in this place, same place, because it is affecting my health so much. And probably gonna go out of my mind, she said. So I need at least to go away for a year. So she went to Santiniketan. Now, her big son was big enough to stay with auntie, and he was going to school, but her little girl she took with her, and then she went to Santiniketan and kept the little girl with her parents. And her parents' house was not far away from Santiniketan, so she would go there, spend their whole day, and come back home at night to take care of the little girl. And she needed to feel better mentally before she could totally take care. And during this visit to Santiniketan, where she realized that she came to a realization after getting a guru that everything in this world is fake. Every single thing that our eyes meets is fake. It's not real. And the relationships are not real. They can go away any minute. Like, there is no guarantee for anything. Like, everything which exists today isn't gonna exist tomorrow. So we should not build up our hopes on things and people and attach ourselves to the things, material things, even people, even relationship, because it's all gonna go away anyway. So there is no permanent. These are not permanent. So everything's gonna go. So it took a little while, and then she became really good, and she started practicing herbal medicine with her dad and started taking care of her health. And just the whole process took a year. After 1 year, she called her son. She got her son. Son came to visit mom, and then she didn't let him go anymore. And son was in good school in Santiniketan, so she was raising her two kids. And her sister was with her child, with her husband. And every day she used to cry that she suffered so much. What the big sister went through, the little sister was going through the same thing. So she said that you are not stuck there. You can leave any day you want. I gave you the marriage so that people wouldn't call you a bad woman, an unmarried woman who got pregnant with brother-in-law. That's why I gave you the marriage, and I left everything so that you could have everything. Things are all useless, they go away. So now it's your choice. If you want to stay there, stay. If you want to leave, you can leave. So about a year later, her sister couldn't take his abuse and drinking and womanizing habits. So she took her daughter and she came back, and she was also living in Santiniketan with her sister, and they together were raising 3 children, and both of them follows daddy's path and became herbalist and single independent women, and raising their kids proper way with proper education. And the brother-in-law stayed in the US doing his thing, drinking, womanizing, and they didn't care. They left everything and went. So basically, why after listening to this story, I named it karma, because even though it was unknowingly what the little sister did, she suffered enough in 2 years for her karma. And then she realized that it's time for her to leave also, because she's not going to get anything more than that. It's just, yeah, there might be a house, yeah, there might be a car, and there might be fridge full of food. But at the end of the day, he comes back all drinking, womanizing. So it's just not the something which she wanted in life, and not the something that her older sister Nina wanted in life. They all wanted someone like their father. A good man was a natural herbalist who treated all the villagers. The rich one paid him money. The poor ones got treatment for free. Even he bought their herbal medicines. And they lived happily. They grew everything. They grew all their herbs and spices and food. So everything was natural. They lived natural way. There is no deception. There is no fakery. As they ate natural, they acted natural. There was everything natural in their life, and that's what they went back to. They realized the life was totally fakery. After she came here, got married, life was fakery, so she went back to natural things again and lived natural, and I had a natural life. So 2 sisters build up together a good life and raising kids together. So this is from a true story. I hope you like it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And I will see you with many, many more. Bye bye.